Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Because without you guys, well, I wouldn't be making a video before I go back into work here. You know, one thing I always try and give you guys is something a little different than what you get from everywhere else. I try and make you think outside of the box and come up with different theories of why things may happen, or at least reasons why something may happen, and so on. You know, you can see First Take, The Undisputed, Take This, that, the other. You know, all these shows, they all basically tell you the same thing. Yeah, first things first. You know, it's ridiculous. Everything has got to be first something. Okay? Well, I'm going to be the first one, I think. This is going to say this one here. This is going to be crazy. It's going to be different, but it's thinking outside the box because it's dealing with two teams that have a problem that this could be a solution for. Our Dallas Cowboys look terrible against Denver, and I'm not ready to say that that's the team that we have for the whole season. I'm going to say that that game was just that game. However, the problem right now for Dallas, the Achilles heel, is the defensive backfield. We've got a lot of young guys. A lot of young guys that are learning and having a hard time staying healthy. We have a need there and an attitude that we need. Owuzie, you know, he's got the hamstring that he's dealing with, and that's going to be lingering for a while. It's not something that gets better next week. He had it hurt during training camp, and it's been hurt through then. He tweaked it again, so that means it's a couple more weeks at least. And even when he does get done, he's still a rookie who missed almost all of training camp. Nolan Carroll, concussion, got sent home today. The fact that he's got sent home tells you that there's nothing to do to treat it. You're in bad shape. We don't want you even trying to study film. We don't want you trying to look at the playbook. We need you to just rest. That's not good. As well as you're thin. You know, Skander's got a broken hand. He's going to be playing this weekend, but he's still got a broken hand. He may be able to cover, but it's going to make it harder to tackle. For once, it looks like we may have a pass rush. DeMarcus Lawrence is becoming a beast, a war daddy. 3.5 sacks already on the season. You've got Demontre Moore, who will be a beast in the middle as well. That'll be coming back this week. You got Topper, who's showing up. You've got conceivably a good pass rush, something better than we've had in quite a few years. You know, David Irving will be coming back. But the problem is that defensive backfield. We need some attitude back there. That's the Cowboys' problem. Well, the Seattle Seahawks, they got their own issues too. Seattle has passed their window. Seattle had a good young team, but what happens in football is it's hard to keep that team together. Free agency comes through there and takes players away. You know, players get old, players get injured and move on. And sometimes you have things that happen that spoil the situation. That's the Seattle Seahawks right now. Richard Sherman and that offense are spoiled. They're done. Richard Sherman will never be what the Seattle Seahawks need him to be from here on out. It's always going to be a poisoned relationship. In his mind, when he sees beast mode running down there, knowing what beast mode meant to this team, knowing that he should have had another ring, yet the coach decided we're going to put Russell Wilson in there and throw the ball. Because see, here's the difference of them losing. If they had gone through and beast mode ran the ball and didn't get in, they lost the game, I think this team would be in a different direction because that would have unified them saying, you know, we went there with what got us here and we lost. Let's go back and kick some ass next year. The attitude would have been different. But see, right now, when you hear Richard Sherman saying things that we know it's all going to be on our defense, That's not just about right now saying that the offense, who brought in all kinds of free agent wide receivers, and Russell Wilson says, it's the best receiving core I have ever had. And yet they're 29th in offense thus far. Can't score. Richard Sherman is always going to be needling at the offense that, we're the ones that are going to have to win this game. For the good of the Seattle Seahawks, they need to move Richard Sherman. And they have to realize that it's actually time to start rebuilding. You need to get what you can get and salvage the coach. Because Richard Sherman's going to keep needling away, keep picking away, keep pointing at that sore. That sore that we should have won that Super Bowl. But our coach was a dumbass and decided to pass. And we lost it. He's not going to let that go. So 2 problems. 1 simple solution. Jerry Jones, you got 10 draft picks for next year because of compensatory picks. You've got over $15 million in cap room. You got a need in the secondary. You have a team, if they can get over the hump of the Denver loss, that if they get the right attitude, they get somebody who is on their side with that drive and that we're not going to take crap attitude on that defense, along with Jalen Smith, who's coming around, and Sean Lee, and a pass rush, all of a sudden, you've turned that team around. You can afford to make that move without it hurting or stunning the future. You can take that guy and have him instill some of that attitude with this young group, and all of a sudden turn this thing around where you're going to get a dominant defense. And that's what you need. Now, I know. What do I know? I'm a guy with a day job that goes through the night sometimes, and I've got a voodoo doll. I'm a nobody. But I know one thing. Richard Sherman would make a hell of a defensive statement and a hell of a difference on this defense. I'm just putting it out there. Just trying to make you guys think outside of the box on what are the possibilities. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. And we'll see what happens this week against Arizona. So, off to work I go. I'll see you guys soon.